Sometimes in life, the path we walk feels heavier than we can bear, and no matter how long we pray, or how deeply we hope, nothing seems to shift in our favor. We start to question our worth, our destiny, and even the presence of the Almighty who watches over every heartbeat on this earth. Yet, if we could see even a glimpse of the greater design prepared for us, our fears would melt like snow under sunlight. Once in a quiet corner of the world, there lived a humble man whose days were filled with simple joys, gratitude, and unwavering trust in his Lord. One morning he set out on a long journey by sea. As the sun faded behind the horizon, a violent storm rose, tearing the sky apart. The waves raged like mountains, and all passengers were lost beneath the roaring waters except one. By the mercy of God, that man drifted unconscious until the waves carried him to a deserted island. When he opened his eyes, he found nothing but sand, sea, and silence stretching in every direction. For days he prayed faithfully, begging God to send help, but no help appeared. His voice grew weak, and eventually he stopped praying altogether, believing he had been forgotten. To survive, he gathered branches and built a small shelter, collecting coconuts and learning to fish along the shore. As days turned into weeks and hope thinned like smoke, he crafted a modest hut from branches, treating it as his only refuge. One afternoon, after returning from collecting coconuts, he stood frozen in shock. His hut was engulfed in flames, the fire devouring everything he had built. "Why, my God, why must I endure this cruelty?" That night, he lay beneath the cold sky, feeling abandoned, unaware that the blaze he wept over was shining like a beacon across the dark sea. At dawn, the deep sound of a horn pulled him from sleep. He opened his eyes to see a massive ship anchored near the island. Overwhelmed with joy, he rushed toward it and climbed aboard, barely. And he asked the captain how they knew someone was stranded there. The captain smiled gently and said, "We saw a large signal fire rising from this island. We believed someone needed rescue, so we came." In that moment, the man felt his knees weaken as understanding washed over him. The fire that destroyed his home was the very signal God used to guide his rescue. His pain had been a pathway, not a punishment. His loss had been a turning point, not abandonment. He closed his eyes and whispered a heartfelt prayer of gratitude, ashamed that he had doubted the one who sees beyond every hardship. In our own lives, we often react just as he did. When something breaks, we think God is closing the door on us. When something is taken, we believe we are being punished. But the Almighty never leaves his servants alone. He shapes our journey with wisdom far beyond our own understanding. Every disappointment may be carrying hidden mercy. Every delay may be protecting us from unseen danger. And every painful ending might be the spark that lights the way towards something greater. So when your plans fall apart, when the road twists in ways you cannot understand, hold your faith tightly. God prepares doors long before he closes the ones you lean on. Never lose hope, because his